Alright, different kind of video today. I kind of want to do like a car psychology trading talk video since, it seems like these do pretty well online. Yeah, I feel like it's cool. I'm just going to get into my whip here real quick. So, get in here. We'll go for a little drive real quick and I'll kind of go over, stuff in regards to trading, what I think about trading, prop firms. If you guys have any future questions you want to ask me, let me know that down below so I can do more of these kind of car video talks, car drive talks. Those would be greatly appreciated. But anyway, let's get straight into it. All right, so we are in the Benz today, as you can see, and we'll go for a little drive here tonight. I'm gonna talk about my thoughts about prop firms, all the stuff going on, how I can maybe like scale better for prop firms, as well as just how you can become profitable, because I feel like that's a big issue a lot of people are facing, and a lot of people don't know how to combat that, and you might be stuck in a cycle and loop. So yeah. Also, check out the interior on this bad boy. This is what the interior looks like on the whip. Pretty sick. It's kind of like a ambient lighting goes crazy kind of situation. But yeah, we'll just get straight into talking about trading and all the pros and cons, and how it is to live like life as a trader. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of break down pros and cons of day trading, and maybe giving you some myths, because I feel like a lot of people have different connotations on what it is to be truly a full-time trader, and so we're gonna have to get straight into that today. But yeah, real quick, in general, like, trading is not what you think it is. I feel like a lot of people think it's like some easy thing where you can learn for a month and just become profitable. Unfortunately, that is just not true, because you can learn a strategy in a month. I feel like you can learn my strategy probably within a month or so. Especially if you're someone taking a mentorship, you could probably learn it much quicker than 1 month. But essentially, a month or so, give or take, you can learn a strategy. But the truth is, oh my gosh, my phone fell. But the truth is, man, like, how about your psychology? How about your emotions? That's something that it could take forever. You never know. That's why some people are stuck being unprofitable forever, because they don't know how to control their emotions. And the thing is, with the strategy, you can do as much back testing as you like, but if you cannot control your emotions, you cannot stick to your edge, right? So if you cannot stick to your edge, then anything you learn from the strategy goes down the drain. It's essentially a complete waste. I hate to say this, but it's a complete waste of time, right? So make sure your emotions are in check when you're trading. Make sure that's not just a strategy thing, because at the end of the day, I do preach to you guys all the time: strategy first, psychology second. But you got to keep in mind they go hand in hand, right? You need both to become profitable. If you only have one, you're not gonna be profitable. Like, someone can have the best strategy in the world, but if you don't have the proper mental edge to execute flawlessly, or very little mistakes, no one's going to be perfect, but I'm sure you want to try to make sure that you can at least execute 90% plus of your trades flawlessly. Meaning the 10% can be like tilt trades, emotional trades, but that does depend on how strong your edge is. Not everyone has not everyone has the same strength in terms of their edge. Some people are much better at trading than others in terms of just pure technical understanding of the markets. But at the end of the day, man, like, keep that in the back of your mind when you're trading, right? Like, I cannot control your psychology, guys. Okay, I found from my mentorship program that the ones that tend to do best aren't just the ones that learn and master my strategy. They're also the ones that have already mastered their mind themselves. So if you can master your mind, the strategy comes natural, right? The strategy comes easy. So that's what I'm trying to tell y'all, focus on your mental first, or not focus on your mental first, but focus on the strategy first, and then jump into the mental. You don't want to just be going from learning a strategy and then trying to learn a strategy forever, right? It does not take 1 year to learn a strategy properly. It does not. So if you're able to mentally trade and learn something properly, you want to start focusing on your mental, because that is the next step in becoming a profitable trader. If you have the mental capacity, as in if you are someone that can be mentally stable, you can trade any profitable strategy and be profitable. But if you don't have the mental capacity to trade, it doesn't matter what strategy. I give you, it could be the best strategy in the world, you still lose money because you're not actually executing the strategy. That's the problem a lot of people think. They think just because their backtesting data is profitable, that they will be immediately profitable, which is completely false because, you know, if you're not sticking to your strategy when you're trading live, which is what truly matters, right? Yes, backtesting data matters. Yes, all this stuff matters. But if you're not sticking to the system when you're trading live, you know, what do you call that at the end of the day? For me personally, I don't know about you guys, but I call that gambling, all right? So if you don't want to be a gambler, I think you should start really locking in on your psychology. Start realizing that that might be the issue this whole time. Some of you guys are unprofitable for several years, all right? It took me a little over a year to become profitable myself. And how that I became profitable was I actually kind of was the opposite, where my mental was pretty solid. I got my mental solid for the first part, but then I realized my strategy didn't have a true edge. So then I was kind of stuck between, okay, maybe I should just continue trying to improve my strategy or things of that nature. And then I started realizing truly, you know, damn, I really need to lock in on my strategy because my mental is really good right now. This is why you guys should also be journaling a lot of your trades. If you're not journaling a lot of your trades, you don't know what you're doing right, you don't know what you're doing wrong. Like, it's a mess, right? That's the worst place to be in. The worst place to be in as a trader is someone that doesn't know what they're doing wrong. And I don't want any of y'all to be in that stage because that's not where you want to be in trading. That's where you're confused about everything. You're jumping from strategy to strategy, and there's no blueprint or straight like roadmap for you to follow. That's why I do have like a mentorship program. I also have the course, which again is a roadmap for you. It's not one-on-one personal like the mentorship, but it is giving you a roadmap of the technicals of what you need to learn to become successful and learn my entire strategy from A to Z. So like I said, you guys need to lock in on those two things. Stop watching so many YouTube videos on trading. I feel like there's so many psychology videos and they don't help. I'm gonna be honest, they really don't. I used to watch them a lot when I was unprofitable. I thought they helped me, but what's funny is my psychology became so much better when I stopped watching those videos and actually just locked in when I was live trading. Like, it sounds brain dead, but I'm so serious. That's as simple as it gets. Lock in while you're live trading and you'll know like what to do. You know what I mean? Otherwise, it's like, damn, where am I at in my trading? It's hard to tell. But yeah, again, if you have further questions, leave them down below in the comment section so I can answer them in the future. I would love to do more Q&A videos like these. I think if they help a lot of people, that's even better. You know what I mean? Purpose of these videos, I want to make my channel as value packed as possible. I don't want to make my video or my channel like super entertainment based, hence why I try not to do too many videos flashing stuff, you know what I'm saying, because those get tons of views, of course, but they need to have some value embedded within them. So if they have enough value, that's good with me, but if they don't have much value, that's not something I'm really interested in, to be honest, recording or talking about. So one last thing I want to talk about is prop firms, man. If you guys are new to trading, I highly recommend don't open a personal account. Screw the people that keep saying, okay, you have to open a personal account to become profitable. No, that's completely false, all right? You don't need a personal account to become profitable in trading or prove that you're profitable. The thing is, that's a trap, all right? Prop firms give you a 10x ROI usually. Usually it's $200 with activation fees plus combine fees for like a 50K account. Now it's even cheaper. Now, matter of fact, you can get one for like under 100 that has no activation fees. So not only is it cheaper now, it's the best time to be getting into the prop space, trust me. And you'll see results like exponentially because, like I said, $200 for a funded account, and you can get at least minimum 2K payout. Usually they have even a requirement that you have to reach a 2K minimum payout to even request. So, you know, 2K minimum payout, that's a 10x return. Now with the new pricing plans where you can get one for only $100, I mean, just think about it, guys. That is a 20x return on your money. You're not gonna get that return on a personal account unless you're compounding for quite some time. I'll give you that and tell you that for a fact. You're not gonna make 2K on a $100 personal account. You don't even have enough margin to trade anything really on a $100 cash account on futures, at least. I don't know much about Forex in terms of the margins. They might have changed since I last traded Forex a long time ago, but I trade futures now, okay, personal and prop firms now. And let me tell you guys, man, like, leverage prop firms as much as you can. Copy trade. If you want to use a copy trader, there's multiple out there. One is called Trade Sia, I think, or that might be execution platform. One of them is called Tradecopia, and there's another one called TradeSyncer, and I believe there's one more called Replicanto. I personally would recommend you guys use TradeSyncer. I've used it in the past. It's pretty solid. Don't really have any delays at all, to be honest. P&L usually stays the same across copying, 20 plus accounts. It just depends on the plan, obviously, that you buy with them. But like I said, I would recommend you scale. Don't scale in the first time you get into prop firms, all right? When you first start prop firms, don't try to immediately scale. What I highly recommend you do first is try to get a payout first. First of all, try to pass. That's obviously like number one. Try to pass first. I feel like too many people are trying to, jump to like getting payouts when they can't even pass an account, which sounds crazy, but a lot of you guys are like that, right? So yeah, please try to first pass your account with proper risk management. Don't be that new trader that tries to full port accounts. It's not gonna work well, all right? It's really not. So I highly recommend, again, trade until you can pass comfortably. Okay, comfortably is the key word. If you pass comfortably with proper risk management, you will be set. But if you're trying to gamble and pass, that doesn't prove to you that you're a profitable trader. You want to prove to yourself first that you are a profitable trader, because that's number one. If you can't prove to yourself that, then what's the point? The karma I used to prove that you're profitable. So keep that in the back of your mind next time whenever you're trading. That is definitely something very important to know. And like I said, once you pass that count, then you start looking for your first payout. Again, don't copy trade accounts. Look for that first payout first. Once you get that first payout, then that's when you're like, okay, let me get another account. So what I recommend you guys do is, if you're new, pass your first combine or fund account, get that first payout. Don't reinvest the entire payout. Okay, please do not do that. I know that's like the best way to scale quickly, if you want to call it that, but don't do that. Okay, I think that's kind of silly. What I would recommend you guys doing instead is first of all, getting that second account. So again, let's say you get 2K payout, you get a second account for $100. You still have 1,900 just left, right? You can either reinvest that into a long-term account, or take % of it, put it into a long-term account, which is very safe. It's not really cash flow in a sense. It's just more so passive investing, which is fine. Over a long period of time, that's going to compound as well. Or you can get multiple accounts, but I do recommend just getting one. And doing this rule where basically you plus one every single time you get another payout. So let's say you get another payout on the second account, for example. You add another account, or you can do a multiplier on that. Instead of adding one account every time you get a payout, add two. But point is, you want to make sure you're only buying accounts or buying more accounts when you pass, okay? Or sorry, when you get another payout. Until you get another payout, no buying new accounts. I think that's a great rule to go off of and live by. So highly recommend that. You guys should definitely, try to see if you can, do that. That's very doable, I think, in my opinion. And, take it slow. Take it slow in the initial beginnings, but once you really get everything locked in on trading, risk management is good, your psychology is good, everything else is good, that's when you can be like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna start scaling deep. Go to multiple firms, rinse all of them as much as you can. You will get probably prohibited on certain firms. I'm not gonna mention names, but just go with the ones I recommend. Like I said, Top Step I've never had an issue with. Okay, I know some people will talk about their live account being iffy. It is what it is, but if you just follow their rules, you will get paid. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I want solid rules, but most importantly, like if the prop firm is going to pay me out. If the prop firm is not going to pay me out, I don't care how good their rules are, right? There's no reason, there's no point. There's so many prop firms you guys jump into probably that are new, and like you think they're good, all pricing is good, all this is good, and then guess what? You end up getting a denied payout. All right, so don't be that guy. Don't be stupid, and wish you all the best of luck in your prop firm trading journey. Like I said, if you need help from me one-on-one personally, I do have mentorship link down below. Apply down there. One spot left, for this month. And then if you just want to learn at self-paced, the course is always available. You can learn at your own pace. And a lot of people like that and eventually transition to the mentorship if they want to learn even more. Again, you don't have to be someone that's not profitable to join the mentorship. Some people are already profitable, they just join the mentorship because they want to learn a new system that's even more profitable than the previous ones. So depends where you are in your boat, in your situation. Can't give specific financial advice on here, but yeah, again, take into what I said today, implement it into your daily training routine. Again, stop watching so many psychology videos, start actually locking in when you need to, when you're live trading, right? Journal your emotions. Use my free I have a free journal. Okay, if you get access to course or mentorship, you get access to my free journal. It includes information regarding all my past trades I've taken. For example, you can see all of them in the journal, all documented. You can even self-learn there if you want. And it also has a very cool rule-based P&L journal or calendar that I highly recommend you guys use, because I think it is very cool, and yeah, would definitely recommend you guys checking that out and using it and seeing how much it can benefit you. So yeah, hope you guys do enjoy, like I said, today's little rant, little video. If you guys want more of these car vlogs, let me know. All right, let me know down below. I recently started thinking about maybe I should start making videos like these. It's probably more entertaining than, you know, me sitting in a chair talking my mouth with a trading view chart on my screen. Don't know why. I guess some people just like cars. Me personally, I'm not a huge fan of cars. You know, it's cool to have a nice car and all that, but I'm not someone that's willing to spend too much money on cars, to be honest. All right, it's not my main priority. I'd rather have and invest into further more cash flow, or of course like compounding my account even more, because in order to compound your account, you can't just keep taking money out or take out a big withdrawal, right? You want to kind of maintain your account status and continue letting it grow slowly over time, whether it's long-term or day trading, which is what I do. Day trading, short-term investing, if you want to call it that. It's not even short-term investing, to be honest. This is straight up just day trading. We make P&L here every single day at ETU. If you guys want to join the Discord server, there's a free Discord server link down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.